Great interview. Yeah, I think that interview turned out pretty well. The interview with MMORPG.com, that was good. It was a good chat. And it was good to connect with him personally and kind of hear where he's coming from. And I think we'll see people who maybe still be on the fence about giving Pantheon a try because they're not sure like how old school it actually is, how I don't know how that's a lot of what we talked about in the interview actually, was just like how far we wanted to lean into the like the deep hardcore old school aspects, and how we're actually, you know, a lot of people I don't think are necessarily aware that you know, we're oh, JD on, I'm sorry I missed your subs as well, your gift subs. Thank you so much, man. Dude. Thank you. But we're trying to lean. I think there's a lot of perception about what we're doing and how it's kind of, you know, that game's not for me because it's way too old school, way too hardcore. Yeah, and there definitely is some hardcore old school elements that we're embracing for sure. But it was cool to talk to him and kind of get to the heart of like, especially as we start, you know, layering in the lore and the perception and a lot more of that kind of world setting and context and all that stuff. I think that's going to really resonate with a lot of people as well, and maybe get them hooked. We'll see. Hey, thanks, Unity Primus. Appreciate that. Any ETA on Druid and Nomas? Actually, one of the things I wanted to do today, one of the things I was planning on doing, being a little bit of a cozier stream, is actually work on a couple of the Druid abilities and see if I can get some of them working. Yeah. What I was actually doing a little bit earlier today is going through some of the named NPCs that we have that are meant to be like especially tough, and make sure that they were as tough as intended. And one of the ones I was targeting was Kyan, the Bolt, Saravati. Upgraded his model, give him, you know, more of the current human model, and kind of went through his ability set a little bit and made sure that we got it updated, and also took a look at the charged battle glove and made sure that it was looking pretty good as well. Now, question: have any of you managed to take down Kyan yet? Have there been any Kyan kills? That makes me sad to hear. I have a feeling after the next patch that might not be as easy to do. Another thing that will be changing with the patch is the battle glove. Will be a lot more rare. Oop, did you see that? You're seeing the charged battle glove proc now too while he's fighting. Yeah, I just summoned him. Just summoned him out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm electrified, so I'm stunned. I want to see if I can get him to do... I'm having a hard time getting our NPCs to do the backflip. Like the monk NPCs. Interesting. Well, at any rate, I think this guy's going to be a little bit more of an interesting fight now, which is cool. Yeah, the animations look great. We need to get the actual monk animations working on our NPCs. I might be able to set that up. Like our NPC monks. So they actually have like the combat idol and the fist attacks that look like the player monks. We need to get that on our Dark Mer monks as well. Will we get an origin story for the bolt? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is coming. Who is this dude? Who is this dude? Extra points if any of you can tell me what his faction is. Can anyone tell me what Kai, without going to Shalazam? That's the key, right? Does he not heal anymore? No, he does not heal anymore. Order of Lightning. Excellent. He should feel a lot more thematically lightning themed. All right. His aggro range? His aggro range is standard. So, well, yeah. I'm level 22, he's level 22, so... Yes, the emblazoned debak is still on the bolt, yes. But that item is now his more common item. The charged battle glove is the rare item. Or will be. I also slowed him down a little bit. Oof, I love that electrified ability. That's so cool. That's rough. That's rough. Hey, what's up, Michael? Good to see you. I don't know what we killed, but he is not cost KOS2 anymore. Interesting. Let me check that real quick. I'm pretty sure that they're... Oop. Spoilers! Oh, so you must have been farming the Wandering Wild spells, the Shattered One faction. One of the passes we need to do on faction is to alter how much faction is gained based on kills, because I feel like there's just a lot. You're getting a lot of faction for things that are hated, which you should definitely get more faction gain for hated, but not as much as you're currently getting. Titan, Swiss O, Portside Mike, Koru, Sivarde, Luthar in Texas, Rancid, Coops, and Nico. Thanks so much for the follows. Appreciate that. Portside Mike, thank you for the Prime sub. No, I mean you can definitely raise your faction with him enough to become friendly, yeah. Yes, the charged battle gloves have the lightning as a proc. That is correct. Do we have any plans to make acrobatic mobs do flips? Probably not. Probably not. But we do have plans to make our monk NPCs do flips. Any chance VR will finally swing support to Neff and professions? Well, here's the thing about that, Spoff. Just about everything in the game right now needs programming support. Classes need programming support to fully implement new classes, to fix issues with certain abilities and mechanics with some of the existing classes. That needs programming support. The perception system, quests, the flagging, the event system, all that stuff related to that perception needs programming support. Server performance and stability needs programming support. And when you only have, between the programming staff that we only have, like 2.5 dedicated programmers. It's just very difficult to swing that. Yeah, no, I know. But think of it this way. Like, I'm not diminishing, and I'm not trying to undervalue the importance of what the crafting and the gathering and that side of things still needs. But look at it from my perspective. Even with that being the case, how much of the perception system are players engaged in right now versus crafting? So when I think about like a sphere of the game that needs support, I have one sphere that is actively being engaged, that people are able to progress in, that has interplay with adventuring, and people are spending hours and hours of very enjoyable time in that sphere. I've got another sphere that nobody's interacting with at all, because the mechanics that are needed to kind of progress in that system are not present. And that's on top of all the other, like I was saying, the other programming needs that we have. So that's one of the challenges of this project, is constantly trying to balance the needs of certain systems with what's currently in the game, what's not in the game, so on and so forth. So all that to say, like, part of what we're trying to figure out right now is how to solve some of these issues where we don't have the resources to dedicate to things like these two spheres of the game that desperately need attention. Because again, I'm not arguing the fact that it desperately needs attention at all. Yeah, just hire more programmers. I mean, that's where my vote goes. Yeah, I don't disagree, Spa. I don't. A bad check. Nice. Frosty Pookie, Dexter JB, Dickie J Hall, and Gil Wing. Thank you so much for the follows. I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. B-Floor, thank you so much for that gifted sub. Much appreciated. I hope EA pops off. Me too. I hope it keeps popping off. Hey, what's up, Drastination? Nice to see you here. Yeah, it's kind of a cozier later in the day stream. I'm wrapping up a couple things itemization wise and balance wise, and then I was actually going to spend a little bit of time here getting a few Druid abilities, working on a few Druid abilities just to get that ball rolling. Let's see. Okay. Yesterday you said you would check out the Sturdy Tree Branch Club, but it was understandably a very busy stream. I did check on it and I did tweak it. Yeah, it was definitely statted to be a much better tier of item than how it was obtained. So it's definitely much more in line now, but should still be something that players are interested to get and is a good item, but should not be the de facto, best in slot item like it was. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention, Fizzled. Nico with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Nico. Appreciate that. Drastination. Thank you so much for that sub, Dras, and the 7 months of support. Very, very appreciated. Very, very appreciated. Oblivious Pansy fam. Thank you for the tier 1 sub as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Oren, what's up, man? Good to see you. I am getting ready to work on some Druid stuff. And funny enough, the first ability that I want to try to do for the Druid is Tree Form. Tree Form, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. Let's see if we can use our game development tools to create an ability I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. Okay. Let me get my stuff in order here. Get all my windows set up. Gotta think about how to do this, actually. I've never actually done an ability like this before, so this should be interesting. Because I need to set up... Let's find one of our trees. No, not you. Not you. Not you, I don't think. Wow, look how wiggly he is. Maybe if we... Just trying to land on a reasonable size here. Yeah, that's too small. I think the adult will be okay if we just scale it down a little bit. Let's try that. We'll try that. Big Hoop, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. The tree from the shaman's starting area seems reasonable. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, you know? I should have gone with that. Must find the most perfect tree. What would be great is to have at least a map available. Doesn't need to show live data where you are, but just to have some idea about the world. That is the plan, Wolfen. That is the plan. The Knights Who Say Tree. Okay, so what do we need to do here? For this to work the way we want it to, I'm actually going to, let's see. Unpack this completely, actually. We'll do... tree. And I heard mana regen is disabled if you have a mob mezzed. And honestly, it feels like it. There's actually what's called, or what we've kind of coined as a mana tax for enchanters, where the more NPCs that you have mezzed, the more it begins to actually incur a cost to your mana and actually drain your mana. I'm pretty sure with only a single mob mezzed, though, it doesn't incur that penalty. Like if you have just a single mob mezzed and sit down, you guys correct me if I'm wrong because it's been a minute since we set it up, but I'm pretty sure that it does not incur that tax when it's a single target. Yep, there you go. Thank you, Needex. That's the kind of stuff that we appreciate big time. Thank you for doing that. Entities, common prefabs. Portside Mike, thank you for putting it on Steam. I would never have found out about this game and I love it. Dude, that's awesome. That's really cool to hear. Yeah, great. Good. It's been really fun seeing the Steam community grow and hearing things like that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, man. Rabbit Wildy, Dexrion, Kinjate, and Quextall, thank you so much for the follows. Really appreciate that. Arachnid, thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you. And Hollow Death, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you for the 2 months of support. Happy New Year's to you as well. I don't have an update on that right now, Rildren. I wish I did. When can we expect the next races? I don't have an ETA yet, but I can say I'm very confident that Gnome is going to be the next one on deck. All right, let's see. Entities. Like I said, I haven't set up an ability like this before, and so you guys are kind of watching in real time here. A little bit of some trial and error, potentially some trial and error. Yes, huge thank you for being on Steam. I'm planning to start streaming this game soon. My first stream. Nice. And as an older gamer, this game has put me back in heavens in so many ways. Seriously, thank you. Oh, man. Koru83. You're very welcome. And good luck with the stream. That's exciting to hear. Physical merch, maybe. It's something that we would love to do. But you know, it's difficult to get that in a good place where it can actually benefit us and also be good quality and kind of we've attempted that a few times before, and the ability to get that up to scale, not that there would be necessarily a huge demand for it, but it seems like it's never really kind of found traction. So I'd love to see it. Gas bat plushies, can you imagine? Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay, so here. Hmm. Okay. Good. That. Okay. Then. That's fine. That for now. Okay. Fine. All right. Almost have this in a at least initially testable format here. This is gonna be really fun. If this works, it's gonna be really cool. Okay, let's test this out and do a quick cache. Hey, what's up? Happy New Year, Monk of Socking. Thank you so much. Can the summoner fire pet get a small light aura? Yeah, we should do that. I keep meaning to do that because it's intended to have one. Any news on non-torch light sources for us? Only that it is still very much planned. A headlamp. Any plans for Ultravision for some races? Yes. We have plans right now for at least 2 different qualities of vision. A little bit of anti-aliasing going on here. Any possibility of auto follow in game soon? It's still a TBD on that one. Still a TBD. If I had to guess, I would say that we'll eventually cave. Will you be able to climb, Druids? Oh, that's funny. The problem with autofollow, as has been said, is that while it is obviously a very helpful tool, it does open the door to other things that we would rather not see. So in some ways, I feel like we're kind of dragging our feet a little bit on that one. I haven't updated the spell icon for this at all yet, so. Where did it go? Did I miss it? It turned me into an Eastern Plains wolf. Little Dr. Mario wolves. Yes. All right, so. I'm trying to think of what would make it do that. Zaranoctra, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Chilligan with the raid, thank you so much. Welcome. And welcome in. We're trying to set up the tree form ability for the upcoming Druid class. And as you can see, it's going very well. I'm looking very tree-like at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually golden back wolf form. Another druid ability. All right, so Let me... Let's think. I'm gonna try one thing real quick too. Just in case. Let me do this. Put on some hold music. Muppet Pastor, hey, thank you so much for that. That means a lot. Appreciate that. What exactly is Tree Form? So Tree Form is a Druid ability that turns you into a tree and roots you in place. And the idea with Tree Form is that it will pretty dramatically increase your health and mana regeneration while you're in Tree Form. Or potentially just health regeneration, but then at higher levels, higher forms of Tree Form. The idea with the Druid is that as you progress through the Tree Form upgrades, that it would eventually include mana regeneration, and that it would even eventually, at the highest level of Tree Form, provide like an aura effect of health and mana regeneration. Yep, it also does affect, it'll affect your faction as well. So things that can't see through Tree Form won't attack you if they're aggressive. We might eventually try to do something where the Tree Form will take on the look of things specifically in that environment. Like if I can get this to work as it is now, it'll just be a specific tree model, but we might be able to get it to actually pull from models in the zone that you're in. Yeah. By the way, Azza, Flying Henchman, It's My Water, Luthien LV, Day Draco, the Judge 320, Ultra Pissed, Hordes Man, Muppet Pastor, and Harper Tempest. Thank you all so much for the follows. Appreciate you being here, hanging out. Shut this down real quick. Yes, we do plan to support target of target and kind of more of a modern, fair, modern selection of like UI windows. Things like targeting. Also, what I would like to see is us have similar to like target markers like WoW has, where you can, you know, basically put some kind of a visual marker on specific NPCs. The group leader can anyway. So you can mark like, you know, primary target, mark assist targets, off tank targets, things like that, mez targets. Okay. Hadouken, that is intended. That is intended. The ability to filter out non-target nameplates would be great too. Can get pretty cluttered. Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. That's a big pain point, a big point of criticism right now that I totally agree with, is the amount of clutter that can be there, especially for tanks. It seems like it's really getting rough because we don't have so many of the things like even just the ability to, hey, look. Yay. Tree form. Tree form. Tree form. That's exciting. Wow. Cool. Except you're not rooted yet. All right. There we go. Can sprint. That's so cool. That's really cool. It's cool because the ability is functioning as intended, but it's also cool because of what it means in terms of like the different kind of illusion abilities, the ability to actually copy like and being able to do illusions for actually animated objects, like you can see the tree blowing in the wind and stuff, like. And again, guys, I'm sorry. I know so many of you don't care at all about PvP, and trust me, I get it. But it also excites me for things like PvP, where, you know, you can blend into an environment like that. It's really cool. But this makes me really happy. I bet I could even climb as a tree right now. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. That's the good stuff right there. Cool. Cool. Okay. Guys, first Druid ability. I mean, I still got to add the health regen and the root. Very cool. It gets a little wobbly when you move. That's really cool. It's fun. Like this is fun. Believe me, if you guys were sitting where I'm sitting, you'd want to run around and do all this stuff too. I'm sure you're enjoying it vicariously through the stream. All right. So let's do our next ability. I want to go ahead and get kind of the templates of these set up, and then I can come back in later off stream and kind of like massage in the details. Can you harvest the tree? No, you can't harvest a druid in tree form, unfortunately. Will classes be opened up to more races in the future? As much as I would love Scar Druids, I feel like they are the Ixars of EQ, so I don't see that happening as cool as it would actually be. We have talked about ways to potentially allow for an expansion of race class combinations coming through something like a progeny system, or some kind of like a way of kind of through like a character's progression unlocking additional combinations. So I would say it's not off the table. It's not like a guaranteed thing, and I don't have like a very clear explanation of how it's going to work, but it's something we are considering. Yeah. Hey, Balefire, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much for the 7 months of support. What happened with Mad Run? Mad Run got blocked off by somebody, not me. It was me, but not me. And we're waiting on the next patch to fix it. So, yeah. Fluffy Wuffy, will druids be able to not slot a single shapeshift and still have a viable build LAS loadout? I mean, maybe. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do in the moment. I'll say this. The shape shifting that I see for druids is not like, I'm not interested in going down like a WoW druid path where you're shape shift dancing, or you have to be in a certain form to achieve something. What I like for example, wolf form. So EverQuest Druid had wolf form. I'm excited about wolf form being like a really cool travel based ability for druids and for their group. I don't like the idea of druids putting their whole group into wolves and then everybody always just looking like wolves while they're fighting. So the idea with the druid, if we go ahead and kind of give some druid beans here, but the idea is that druids have shape-shifting abilities like tree form that are for specific purposes. So tree form is there to help you with your regeneration, your recuperation, things like that. You're not meant to be in tree form all the time, you know, casting, fighting from tree form, doing all that stuff. Same with wolf form. Wolf form is there as a travel mechanic. But outside of those shape-shifting type things, druids are also meant to be able to imbue traits from those things in the form of buffs for themselves and players. So while druids will have wolf form that they will, you know, be able to turn into, and it's the kind of thing where I think, like, if you take damage while you're in wolf form, I think it should probably drop off. Maybe. I mean, I shouldn't say probably. That's something that I'm interested in exploring, but I genuinely mean for it to be very use specific. But I also like Spirit of the Wolf. That's a trait from wolf kind that druids will be able to impart without the wolf form as, you know, part of that equation. So because, and it's kind of a personal thing. Like, I didn't really love an EQ when everyone was in wolf form. Like, I thought it was kind of cool to see a druid in wolf form. I didn't love the whole group being wolves. But I think it would be really cool if you've got a group and you're trying to travel somewhere for your whole group to be in the form of a wolf as you're all running and, like, traveling. I would rather the attack bonus that came from wolf form, I would rather that be more, again, in the form of like a trait buff that, you know, that you can get without actually looking like a wolf. And it would be the same for like underwater stuff. So druid being able to have like an aquatic form would be, again, for traveling underwater, being able to move through the water more quickly. But then, you know, when it comes to, like, because I'm not even sure that I want druids to be able to turn other people into different forms. I like the idea potentially of these shape-shifting things being very druid specific, self-only type things. But then they can imbue those traits to other people. Yeah, harsh heavens, that we're aware of that. It's just on the list of things that need to be fixed. I don't have an ETA for it just yet. The primary role of druid is healer. Druids are meant to fill an indirect healing role and have superior AE healing and aura based healing type abilities. Yeah. Oblivious Pansy fam, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Sorry that I missed that. Thank you. And Valorant with another gifted sub as well. Guys, thank you so much for those subs. It is much appreciated. How's that tree going to fit in a cave? Well, we don't yet have support for indoor outdoor only, but this tree form ability will be an outdoor only ability. Let's actually cast it here. Whoop. So cool. Very cool. Yeah, we could end up doing like a fungus form, like a mushroom form or something for indoors. Lots of options. All right. Next ability I want to do is I want to get Spirit of the Wolf in the game. It's time. It is time. What an unbelievably iconic ability Spirit of the Wolf is. I'm excited for Cody to get started on the Druid visual effects as well. I would not say that there is a shift or a focus on shape shifting for Druid at all. If anything, it's a pretty direct line of continuity between the forms that Druids could take in EverQuest but in Pantheon trying to evolve that a little bit in terms of, you know, how those things can grow. Like the example I gave with Treeform, where Treeform starts as just a health regeneration form, but then it grows into a health and mana regeneration, grows into like an aura based that the group can take advantage of. But it's not meant to be. It's not going to be something like a World of Warcraft Druid shape-shifting focus. It's more of like they're meant to be more passive buffs that or abilities that are used for a specific purpose. How far are we from getting teleported in the game? I don't think it's a big lift. I think it just needs to have its turn. I mean, I know it's not a big lift because I had a chat with Kyle about it before EA hit. So much mana restoration in the game. Do you guys feel like there's too much? Mana restoration during downtime is too fast. ETA on when we would get to play Druid? Maybe we might see Druid in January. At least like the first iteration of it. Let's see. I don't think that's working. I'm just hijack the ranger stuff for now. What's the vision behind being a tree? I mean, vision is pretty low typically behind trees. But the vision for tree form, it's I mean, some of the stuff is as much flavor as it is, you know, function. And so tree form traditionally is a health regeneration ability. We might not include the mana aspect of it. The mana could be like a mastery upgrade for it, potentially. But I like the idea of the health regeneration getting stronger as you upgrade the ability, as the form and the look of the tree, you know, becomes cooler as you get higher level. It eventually becomes like an aura-based health regeneration type thing. Maybe provides like some nature resistance and things like that as well. That's kind of the idea of tree form. Yeah. Raydil had a question. Can you please fix the Dire Lord's Blood Touch? It says it heals you for the amount of health you... It does damage based on the amount healed. You changed it a couple streams ago to doing damage. Do very little damage. Can you change it back to doing damage based on how much you heal? We'll take a look at it. I do think Raydil might play a Dire Lord. Maybe. Thoughts on gear being too good, level 1 to 20 right now. Seeing lots of full twinks in game already. It's been 2 weeks. It depends on what you mean by full twinks. Like, are we talking like uncommon gear? Because if it's uncommon gear, if it's the kind of stuff that, you know, has the single stat on it, or a single point of maybe 2 different stats, I'm more okay with that. If we're talking about a whole lot of like rare loot, like stuff off of named NPCs, I don't know. I don't know. I also wonder how much of that will settle down once, like, the itemization that we have on one level is going to be fundamentally different from EQ. We are not going to end up with the exact amount of scarcity or the kind of scarcity that EQ had. And I mean right out of the gate, because obviously, like, as EQ servers aged, you know, especially as people learned the game, which again, we're kind of dealing with an early access. Well, sorry, we're dealing with an open development, long pledge history where there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge of the game, even right out of the gate. But so I do expect to see more itemization flowing with Pantheon in comparison. I also think that there's a lot of alting right now as people kind of try out different things and pass a lot of different things around. So I wonder how much of the gearing we're seeing on like fully geared alts is actually someone completely offloading all of their main character's gear to try out an alt, as opposed to it just being like extra gear that is going to the alt. That would be interesting data to get, though. I don't know. I don't know if I have a super strong opinion on it just yet. But the uncommon items are intended to be easier to get. They are intended to flow a little more freely. But my hope is that we've done a good enough job making the rare and the ultra rare and that level of itemization powerful enough, exciting enough that, like, number one, and rare enough that, number one, there's not a lot of that circulating. And number two, it's the kind of stuff that you would, you know, see people keeping on their mains. I would like to think that there aren't enough of those things circulating to have your main equipped and alts equipped with rare stuff. But I mean, again, that's part of the data. Raydale, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that, man. Valorant, thank you for the gifted sub as well. Another gifted. Thank you. Clown Corman and Delusion 858, thanks for being here. Shoddy Shadow and Saggy Bag, thank you for the follows as well. Yes, we will definitely give you guys a heads up before the PvP server comes around, for sure. Yeah. Clown Corman says, I was very skeptical, but I love your game. Come on, chat. I love your game. Brought me back to my childhood. Ready for Druid. Got it. My body is ready for the Druid. Thank you, man. Thank you, Clowncore. I appreciate that message very much. Really glad to hear it. Hearing things like that makes me really happy, because that's... By the way, I keep saying, hey, Valorant, thanks for the gifted sub. I'm understanding that Valorant's not a person. Just so you guys know that I'm aware of that. I wasn't aware of that until I realized it a few minutes ago, but now I'm aware of that. The Kev Robot with the Prime, J Knight with the Prime as well. Thank you all so much for the support. I genuinely cannot thank you enough. It makes a really really, really big difference in just what I'm able to do. Thank you all so much. Hey, Grix. KHB, I just read that as goat ass. And I don't know that any of us can really argue with that statement. Hey, thank you, Grix. Here's to a happy and eventful new year, which, by the way, again, I just want to say Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year's Eve. And, man, 2025 already. Woo! It's going to be a big year. It's going to be a big year. Dragon Infernos Gaming, thank you for the Prime. Thank you, thank you. Felden X with the tier 1 sub. Redbeard with the 5 gifted. Thank you, my friend. Thank you guys so much. Want to give a quick shout out to Redbeard. Redbeard is awesome content creator, streamer. Has been a content creator for Pantheon for a while, but covers lots of other games as well. Really cool variety streamer. If you haven't seen him, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, check him out. Redbeard's also becoming a personal friend in many ways. Is super helpful in the not only the streaming scene, but also in just really good insight to the community and kind of community relations, helping me keep kind of a finger on the pulse. Just a really great guy. Really great guy. And he makes the best top 10 lists. I've even heard that he has a really strong relationship with bears. And when I mean by that, what do I mean by that? Probably a better. Let me think about that for a second. He has a love-hate relationship with bears in MMOs, as I have heard. What I mean by that is it seems that there's a little bit of a conflict going on between Redbeard Flynn and, in particular, the bears in Pantheon. Maybe that's what I meant. I don't even know anymore. Thank you for that gifted sub, Raydale. All right, let's see. Let me reset. How much did Redbeard pay to get Necro in before Druids? That's funny. ETA on item stacking for banking. I don't have an ETA on that yet. Not yet. J Knight says, I completely love this game. Thank you, Joppa. Awesome, J Knight. Thank you so much for that message. Do I work in the day and stream in the evening? I typically actually stream in the afternoon. In my afternoon. And I work kind of, you know, I don't really have like this is my working time and this is my not working time. The only times that I'm not working are typically time that I spend with the family. So I do try to have like time in the evening where I, you know, we'll have dinner and spend some time with the family. You know, I like trying to make sure I can get the kids in bed and say goodnight to them and kind of be present for that kind of stuff. But I'm streaming a little bit later today than normal, just with the way the day has gone. It's nice to see that ability. Ooh, that's speedy. So here's normal movement speed. And then we'll want to set that up to scale with level. So that it gets a little bit faster as you get higher level. I think that'd be cool. Will players be able to grind into and join the Dragons of the Air faction and similar? There will be certain factions that you cannot do that. Like I don't plan on you being able to necessarily get really friendly with the Hangor orcs. But I would think of it more as honestly just a case-by-case situation, because there could very easily be orc tribes and various things that we do intend for you to be able to grind faction with and get friendly with, for the purpose not just of being able to go there unscathed, but ultimately with the purpose of being able to interact with them by, you know, things from their vendors, quests that you might be able to only do if you have a certain faction. Like that's a whole frontier of this game that we've only just barely started scratching the surface on, is you know, that whole kind of faction based situation. I kind of want to see what this feels like with Windstrider. I need to change the icon for this, but see what these two feel like together. So I've got my base run speed now, and then I've got a faster sprint speed. Ooh, that's nice. That's super speedy. Cool. Warp speed. Yeah, I think the base speed of Sao at this is a little bit fast for like being the initial level that you get it. I think it growing over time to be this speed when it's all said and done is nice. But we want to leave a little bit of headroom because we want, you know, I mean, we all know that bards need to be the fastest. So that's just the way it is. Okay. Dude, yeah, I'm so excited about bards. Boggin, thank you so much for the tier 1 subs. Sonadar86, thank you for the tier 1 as well and the 4 months of support. Thank you guys. Seriously, thank you so much. How universal will the passive animals passive on Druid be? Will there be a common thread among animals that do not turn passive, if there are any? Oh, you mean like Druids being like friendly with wolves and bears and the like? Yeah, I mean that should be on a pretty universal level. There will be exceptions to that, but those exceptions should be like if you come across like a corrupted dire wolf or something like that, that should be enough of an exception in name and identity, flavor, whatever, that it should intrinsically cause you to just pause and make sure. But for the most part, yeah, you should feel a sense of universal, kind of a universal reality there. And a lot of that same for rangers as well. Like a lot of the wildlife in Wild Zen that rangers have been getting absolutely pummeled by, like the owlbears, for example. Owlbears next patch will be friendly towards rangers. So yeah, a lot of that stuff getting dialed in slowly but surely. Hey, Owa, thank you. You as well. Happy New Year's to you as well. No plan right now on having like faction with rangers actually being hurt by slaying animals. Because I think there's also an intrinsic understanding that sometimes animals do need to be killed, and we're not gonna take it as far as to be able to discern between like an honorable culling of animals versus, you know, a killing spree. Yes, we will definitely have epic weapon quests, 100%. Yep. Shamans will have some of that same faction alignment with bears and wolves, yeah. Hey, Goat Aslan. Nice. Good. Good. All right, let's try. I'm gonna see if I can actually get wolf form to work for them as well. The Doom Waffle, in the initial design discussions phases surrounding classes, was there ever the possibility of an EQ2 style of spell / art progression planned where abilities could be crafted like Adept and Masters? Just curious. No, not in that vein. We do have and do plan to have more drop only type abilities, or abilities that you only get by finding them either through questing or them being dropped. But I will also say I never played EQ2 very deeply, so I'm not even fully aware of what that system is. The despawn time for the rate that corpses decay with loot on them is really fast, isn't it? I'm gonna make a note of that. What do you guys think? Like, should it be double, triple what it is now? What do you think? Or more? Okay. Joskar, no. Corpses are meant to open to others like they did in EQ after a period of time. And I think we had that working at one point. And then some of the tweaks that we had to make, I think, ended up scuffing that. So I'm going to make a note of that as well. But yeah, they absolutely are meant to, after a certain time threshold, open up to be publicly looted. It is in the yellow notebook. Notepad. Oh my sweet Christmas. It's done. I'm not sure if a reset will fix this or not. Let's try it. Joppa's opting for strategic avoidance. What did I miss? What did I miss? Hey, Happy New Year to you as well, Papa Tuna. Thank you for that. Donkey with the Prime sub. Thank you so much for the Prime. Two Filthy CS Knackle Dragonix, Swifty Taylor, Oxrot, Rush Turok, Memories, Frost, Severulus. Thank you all so much for the follows. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us. We're asking if rogue passives are going to forever need to be slotted into utility, like evasive maneuvers and ambidextrous. With balancing passes and kind of like, okay, with balancing passes, we might make a decision to tweak some things like that. But we do, as a general response, we do make a difference between innate passives and passives. And innate passives are the things that once you get it, like once you learn the ability through the scroll, it's active. You don't have to slot it. And then passives, non-innate passives, have to be slotted to be kind of in effect. So as of right now, those abilities are designed as slotted passives, not innates, but that could change. And in fact, you know, we'll be definitely doing passes on things like that as we get to the point where the kind of the complete class kits are finished, and we can kind of take a look at, you know, everything that could potentially be going onto the bars and whether we need to free up some space for the various classes. So Nefario, yes. In fact, the thing that we want to do is get some vendors in there ASAP, and maybe a banker. Just kind of throw them in there without, you know, just to get something in there, and then we'll do a deeper pass on that soon enough for King's Watch. So it's a really important town for just the lore and kind of what it means and why it's there and the conflicts that it's involved in and its relationship to Throne Fast. And there, I mean, there's a lot there. So, but we'll, as far as just functionality, we'll try to get that in soon. Yeah, XR, I don't think I could give that up. I don't. I think it's just, I don't know. It just feels right. When's the Monk FD fix? As soon as I get time with the programmer to sit down with me and get it fixed. We got New Year's tomorrow. I'm thinking by Thursday, Friday this week. I'd love if we could get a patch out this week. And again, when I say patch time frames, don't take it as like a 100% certainty, because I need to. There's a lot of coordination that goes into that, but I would like to get a patch out this week and like a big patch that actually allows us to get like the Mad Run stuff fixed and the experience stuff that we did with the kind of flattening the XP amounts for higher and lower level NPC kills, things like that. Scubs15 and Avener, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for being here. Michael S with the tier 1 sub, thank you for that sub. Thank you very, very much. Ames, Rigamortis, Shibe, Chamthal, Tenchi Jin, and Chaotic. Thank you all so much for the follows. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit upset. Hold on. Okay, so hold on. Is this? Oh. Okay. Wait. So like this. Nefario, Exodus HC, and Nebulizer 87. Thank you all so much for the follows. Congrats on the solid release. Thank you so much, KS. K-Sims. Appreciate that. Let's drop you right there. I think I figured out the issue with our golden back wolf problem. Okay, let's try this out. Nebulizer says, I've heard a lot of good things from some peeps. Glad to see some positive vibes. Hopefully soon I'll check it out. Dude, it has been really, really nice seeing the growing number of positive vibes. And some really solid takes, you know, some very realistic, grounded, solid takes. It's not all roses, but I think so far so good as far as people playing the game, seeing for themselves where things are at, and really resonating with it. So it's been encouraging. It's been really encouraging. Am I going until all New Year's are rung in? No. As a matter of fact, I am flirting with some wife aggro right now as we speak, because I know she wants me around. I'm probably probably in the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to need to wrap so I can go do that. Go bring in the new year. Our two youngest, my oldest is actually at a friend's house, and my other two kids, we're kind of celebrating with them tonight and letting them stay up late, and they're super excited about it. So, all right. Ambulance was a huge skeptic, but I've repented and become a believer. Rooting for you guys. Nice. Nice. Good. That's awesome to hear. Very, very good to hear. Going out with the wife for New Year's, but I wanted to wish the community Happy New Year, and I'm really excited to film my 2025 Pantheon. Nice. Quatos. Enjoyed watching some of your streams, man. Thank you so much for playing Pantheon, and I'm really glad that you're liking it. Can't wait to see more. All right, let's see. Fluffy Wuffy, I'm getting the sense. I don't know, it's not clear, but I feel like I'm getting the sense that you would like to see an Ogre Ranger. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's just me, but Swollen Nerd, yes, you can. What does awareness do in the game currently? So there are two stats that sit opposite of each other: concealment and awareness. Concealment is when you are in a stealth state or an invisible state. Concealment is the degree of effectiveness, or kind of the modifier that with higher concealment, the more effective your stealth, your invisibility will be when compared to the awareness of the target that you're wanting to keep from, that you're not wanting to see you. So your awareness stat is something that's going to allow you to see through stealth, or to see through see invis and things like that. So for example, like a spell like see invisible is like kind of the nuts and bolts under the hood of a see invisible spell is a really high jacked up awareness, because it cuts through all of that concealment. The real vicious okay, there's two different types of patches. Hey, it worked. Okay. Got my purple wolf. But the weapons, let's just hide those for now. We need a jump animation for our wolfies. That's really cool to see. For those of you that are new to the stream, I always feel the need to say, when I'm playing in Unity inside the editor, it doesn't have the same optimizations as the baked out client has. So you're going to see, a lot of loading, things like that. But just know that it is a byproduct of being inside of the editor and not actually in the client. Is this wolf form for shaman? No, I'm on a shaman right now, but I'm actually developing druid abilities. This is part of the druid class kit. Wolf with shield and spear should be a bonus solution. I don't disagree with that. And he's not doing attack animations because I don't think the animals have that. There we go. Just have hand to hand. Got some cleanup to do there. Guild Bank win. That's a good question. Okay, look, what do we got here? What are these pills? Huh? Why are they pills? Well, I'm gonna get this fixed up real quick. Okay. Druid should be able to shapeshift into a spear that someone else can use. Huh. Interesting. I don't know that I've thought of that. Or, I mean, you know. Talon, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you. I'm having it's the way that chat is the way that it's showing these gift subs. It makes it difficult to tell what's going on sometimes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Big time. All right. There we go. Much better. Let's check on our... okay, yeah. So... Good. Jadion, 5 gifted. Thank you so much, man. Bro, thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Joppa. About the subscription model, maybe you could put during EA an optional EA subscription option for those who want to support the development, or 2 to 3 different per month option. Maybe you could poll it. If it is optional, I don't think it would be viewed negatively. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I get that there is a reasonable population of people out there who would love to do more to support the development. Hey, look, Goldenback Wolf. Yes. Okay. Getting somewhere. Oh, by the way, do those wolves... Those wolves are typically, like, aggressive, right? Not for Shaman. And not for Druid. These Panthers shouldn't be neutral, though. Prepare to attack you. Why is this guy... Okay. Yeah, see, I've got some, like, faction work to do in here, too. There's a lot of, like, inconsistency. Clean that up. I love this zone so much. I love the vibes in this zone. I cannot wait till we get it more filled out. Yeah. Leave those non-aggressive animals alone. How dare you? How dare you? Okay, I gotta say, wolf form is like really nice. I'm enjoying running around wolf form quite a bit. Cool. All right. I think I am going to wrap it up here. I haven't incurred wife aggro yet, like direct aggro, but aggro's building. It's like, you know, when an NPC notices you and they start kind of walking towards you a little bit. I think that's the stage that I'm at right now. I think we're going to continue on with this next stream. I won't stream tomorrow. Wish you all Happy New Year. But I should be back on Thursday. And on Thursday, I'd like for us to get more into the actual like healing kit with the Druid. We'll start working on some of their heals. Verdant Fire Seed, Verdant Fire Tree. At least we won't have the graphic, but we can hopefully at least get the functionality working. Need to fix that nameplate while it's on my mind. So we'll start working on some of that. And yeah, we'll just keep going a little bit. Maybe do some more of this some more zone cleanup. I know in Silent Plains and here in Eastern Plains, there's some things to shore up with faction and still a few little lingering things as well. Try to get as many things like that fixed before the next patch, which should hopefully be really soon as possible. And then yeah, just keep on going. But guys, cozy stream, not usually the time that I stream, but to have so many of you here hanging out means a lot. It was really cool. Thanks for chilling with me, and I hope that it's a great New Year celebration for all of you, whether it has happened yet or is forthcoming. I hope it's awesome. Get some good food, hopefully some good rest, and I'll see you guys here on Thursday, and we will keep on rocking. Let me see if anybody else is going. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can find somebody that I haven't rated yet. I think we're going to give Ponda TV a raid. Ponda TV. I think I've seen a couple of YouTube videos from Ponda TV recently, and seems like, you know, a relatively, at least to my knowledge, a relatively new content creator, at least for Pantheon. So it'd be cool to hop in, give them some love. But anyway, yes, sorry. This raid thing, I think I got it now. I'm going to send you over to Ponda TV. Please, if you do decide to stick around even for a second, give him some love. Thank you guys again so much for the support, being here. I will see you on Thursday. Until then, take care. And as is my trademark, I'm going to say all my goodbyes before I've actually gotten the raid started. So we'll just kind of sit here together for a second while it cooks. There we go. All right. I think we're ready. Take care. I will see you on Thursday. Adios.